doesn't seem like it. This happened quite a while back, probably over 10 years ago. I was in the later years of high school and was home alone. My parents were at the wedding that required them to stay at the hotel, and my brother worked in the night shift. At that time, my family lived in a very well-known East Coast city, inside of the blue-collar neighborhood that was just starting to the nosedive. As a teenager, I was a bit of a loner. I wasn't a nerd or anything. I was a big dude who had the friends and went on dates, but I'm naturally an introvert, so I cherished the rare long time that I got. This weekend I was looking forward to engaging in my normal empty house routine. Play some PlayStation on the big screen TV, order some late takeout, dinner, and watch some Dragon Ball Z. Then around 2 a.m., fall asleep on the couch with my old dog Cecil. Cecil was an old beagle and had been in our family for about 8 years now. He was quiet and peaceful and spent his time begging for food and sleeping. Unlike most beagles, Cecil never howled apart. He was more than content to rest his head on the lap and spend the night there. Anyways, it was about 1 a.m. now, and I just finished the last slice of pizza. I start to doze off the couch and hear a bang coming from the back alleyway. I didn't think much of it. Anyone who's lived in the city knows noise happen out at all moments of the night. Cecil's head popped up off my lap and the hair on his back stood up. He's always been a bit skittish, so I calmed him down and started dozing off again. But not more than 2 minutes later, I hear another bang. Cecil did something I never saw him do before. He leaped off the couch and ran like the winds towards the door leading to the basement, barking and growling like a dog twice his size. The look on his face reminded me of a German Shepherd canine. I never seen him act like that before, which got my adrenaline pumping. Through the dog's barking, I can now make out persistent begging. There was a seldom used door in the basement that led to our back hallway. It was old and rusted and was hard to open, even with the key, and made a lot of noise. I suddenly realized that someone was trying to break into my house through my basement door. For those who haven't lived in the bad neighborhood, it's usually general knowledge that if someone tries to get into your house and moves on after they realize door is locked, they only want your stuff. But if someone is persistently trying to get in your house despite the door being locked, they want you. Knowing this, I rushed upstairs immediately to grab a heavy wood baseball bat that I kept under my bed for situations like this. Then I head down to my basement. I probably should have ran, but I was a macho teenager with a tough guy complex, and I had nowhere to go. Well, I'm heading down the stairs to my basement. Cecil blows past me with speed aggression of a dog half his age. Suddenly, I hear a man's voice say, "Oh fuck," and the banging stopped. I didn't call the cops or anyone else, which was probably the dumbest thing I ever done. I just sat up for the rest of the night, the bat in my hand. My brother came home that morning, and I told him what had happened. He went to the basement door to take the lock, and when he gave it a tug to open it, the whole door fell off. This psycho was one good shove away from getting in my house, but old Cecil scared him off I'm pretty sure that lazy, fat old dog saved my life. When I tell the story to people, they dismiss his action as a dog doing what a dog is supposed to do. But I can tell you that Cecil never barked or moved that fast in his life. It was almost like he knew the emergency, like he knew that door was gonna give. A few years back, we had to have him put down because he just had no will to live anymore. Before the injection, I got a moment alone with him, but I thanked him one last time for his friendship and for what he did that night. At this point, I was a grown man with a wife and kids, but I'm convinced none of that would have happened without old Cecil.